Right now I'm going to show you how to assemble a fruit tart. So what we have here are our pre-baked, our blind-baked pastry shells. Okay, I have some apricot preserves or apricot jelly. It should be strained, but I didn't strain it. That's for later. I have a various array of fruits that I have. I have pre-made pastry cream that has been refrigerating. It'll come out clumpy after it comes out of the refrigerator. So what you want to do is mix it or whip it until it thins out. So I'm going to put this pastry cream in a bowl, and then I'm going to use a whisk whip it till it's smooth. You can also put it in a mixer. Okay. Also too, if you just make the pastry cream and it's slightly warm, you could pour it into these pastry shells, still warm, and it'll set. Just make sure it's not super hot from the pan. Okay, so there you go. Nice and smooth. Okay, oh no, oh well. I'm going to do the big one first. Okay, let's take this off here. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the pastry cream to the cooled base. Take an offset spatula. If you don't have an offset spatula, you could use a spoon or a knife. Okay. You don't want to fill this too much because the weight of the fruit's gonna push out the cream a little bit. So you just want a good layer of pastry cream. I was gonna put chocolate on the bottom of this, like the little ones here, but I don't like the mixture of chocolate with my fruit. But also too, with this pastry cream, while it's hot, if you want to do a chocolate pastry cream while the pastry cream is warm, throw some chocolate in it and you can make chocolate pastry cream. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out how I'm going to design my fruit tart. I think I'm going to line the outside with some strawberries. Everything's pre-sliced to make it easier to just assemble. Ideally, if we were at school or you're at a bakery, you would wear gloves. Gotta save those gloves when I go out to do the shopping. So you're gonna go around. So the trick is when you're doing a fruit tart, you want to make sure the cream is covered on the bottom. It's very French. You don't want any of that pastry cream to be showing. You could use any fruit. I like to use mangoes, but I couldn't find any mangoes at the store. So I just opted for what I got. 99-cent store, guys. All of this fruit was less than $5. Okay. The kiwis weren't the best, but we'll just make do. So with the kiwis, I like to slice them, but you want to keep them. Whoop. Yeah, you got to be careful. These things they get slippery. So just like overlapping and keep on turning the tart. Around and around and around. You could do which way you want to design this fruit tart. You don't have to go around like this. Sometimes I like to do the strawberries kind of like a rainbow effect, kind of off-centered. But this way, if the fruit is kind of symmetric throughout your tart, when you slice it, people can get a different array of fruit. Because if you put strawberries on one side and like say blueberries on another side, when people cut into it, some people won't get all the fruit in one slice. But it's always hard to cut a fruit tart. It's never pretty. It's always pretty before you cut into it. Okay, there you go. Got some kiwi. Then I'm going to probably follow it with something, maybe blackberries. These are huge though. You could cut these also in half. I've seen them where they cut them in half. But I'll just kind of line up these blackberries around to see if I could get enough space. Okay, always with these weird berries, you could always see some of the cream, but I'm doing a pretty good job today. Okay, so then maybe instead of doing like raspberries, and I could put just a mixture of raspberries in the middle, and then all the little, oh, that looks good actually so far. But if you want to take some blueberries and arrange them on the edge here, you can, or you could just kind of fill in the little holes. The blueberries are very good to cover up all the little extra holes you have in, just so you don't see the cream. So that looks pretty good so far. Okay, I'll do a small one while we're here before I glaze it all. I'll do a couple of small ones. So with the small ones, you could put the cream in a, if you're gonna do a lot of these, you're gonna put the pastry cream in a bag. Then you could pipe the pastry cream into the individual tarts. You can make baby banana cream pies. Put a slice of banana on the bottom of this, top it off with a little bit of whipped cream. It's not the same type of crust we normally use for banana cream pie, but hey, do what you want. Okay, just put a little bit of cream on the bottom there. So if I could lightly flatten it. You don't want any of the pastry cream to get on the edge because it gets a little messy looking. So that's a little bit too much, but okay. For this one, you could do however you want. Well, that's a huge raspberry. Let's get rid of you. There's chocolate on my fingers. Okay, you could just kind of pile them up if you wanted, just to do plain blueberry if you want. Not so exciting with that one. You could do a mixture of all the fruits if you want. Be a little, get all the small berries, I guess. Just get it all cutesy if you want. However, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to get a little crazy, let's go. Let's see if we could go ridiculous with this one. There you go. That one looks cute. That looks very stereotypical, like you're at a store. I don't like this strawberry. Okay. I'm gonna force that in there. Okay, this is the last one. What can I do with you last one? All raspberry. Okay. Okay, so once you have these, you want to warm up your apricot glaze. Get rid of. Should be a little bit warm. Mine kind of cooled down, so I'm going to warm it up a little bit. Okay, you want to glaze these. The reason why we glaze these fruit tarts, it's to protect the fruit from drying out in the fridge. Also, it gives a nice shine and color to it. And it also imparts a little bit of flavor, a little bit of sweetness. I think I'm gonna add a little raspberry on top there. Okay, well, they look pretty good. Pretty good so far. Okay, my apricot jam. You want to apply it kind of slightly warm. Okay. You could thin this out with a little bit of water. You're just gonna apply it. It's always hard. You could also, if you have the really good stuff from a bakery, you could stick this warm apricot jelly in a squirt bottle, and we'd kind of spray it. I'll take this. Make sure you get the edge around. Oh, it's always so hard with the blueberries because they always pop off with the brush. So got to be careful. Okay, look how nice and shiny that is. Okay, a little bit of stuff for the raspberries. Ideally with fruit tarts, you want to make them the day you're going to eat it. You can't do this really ahead of time. The fruit will kind of die. But it'll still be okay. As long as you bake your crust really well It should stay crispy. Okay. All right, looks good. So those are our classic fruit tarts using a pâte brisée. No, sorry. Scratch that. Pâte sucrée, regular pastry cream, and whatever fruits you have. All right. Hope to see your product soon, guys. Enjoy.